Yo, what's good YouTube? It's your boy Joe CP back here again with another video. Today I'm going to be showing you guys and breaking down the do's and don'ts, everything out of gun trade, inside zone or any type of inside zone, how to stop it, when you know you're going to stop it, when you know you messed up, where to put your user, stuff like that, the do's and don'ts, and then two combos, two different ways you can go ahead and shut down the inside zone. So right here, as you guys can see, I have these different clips. I'm going to go over these three clips real quick, one time when it works, and I'm going to show you guys the placement and why, and then I'm going to show you guys one time when it doesn't work, and I'm going to show you guys why, and then I'm going to show you the bad user. Just stuff that you guys want to know, stuff that you want to make sure that you write down. If you guys want to stop the video, go back, watch this as much as you possibly can before I get into the live practice part, and I'm going to show you guys a couple of different setups to lock up inside zone. And the reason being is because it's huge to just know and just look at film and realize what you've done wrong. The top players do it all the time. I do it all the time. I look at film. So I'd say make sure to watch these clips. I'm going to break down what I did wrong. You know what I mean? I'm going to break down my setup, make sure I did everything right, and make sure sometimes where my user placement was, the do's and don'ts, the tells. Because sometimes I honestly feel I know exactly when someone's going to go ahead and run the ball. I'm also going to break down a couple of stats that you guys want. For example, on your user, you want secure tackler, or if, for example, one of the setups, because there's two different setups, one time with a loop blitz and one time with when it's not a loop blitz. So if you do have the loop blitz, which is on topmadden.com, it's going to be 3-4 odd crossfire or the dollar setup of crossfire. So if you already have the setup, if you guys want to go check out the setup, topmadden.com, it will be down in the description below. We give out tips all the time, ebooks, stuff like that, so you guys definitely should go ahead and check it out and subscribe to it. But like I said, if you guys want to go ahead, and if you guys do have the loop blitz, if you guys want play rec, pursuit, secure tackler, speed on the loop. So I'm going to go ahead and break down this first clip of when it does work, and this is late in the game between me and a random in a tournament. As you guys can see, his name is literally Bazooka Alert. But as you guys can see, the way I place my user is perfect right here. Usually people want to place their user right here, but the reason being is this is unideable. And the reason being, the big reason why it's unideable is because I'm not going to be the one that's going to be touching the running back, and this is the guy that's going to be touching the running back, the loop for the crossfire. So I'm actually just going to be sitting outside. I'm actually setting and containing the edge, and I really want to get attention of this left tackle right here. As you guys can see, there's 3 overloaded on this left side compared to the 2 blockers. And even if this center goes here and this guy blocks down and this guy blocks down, we still have my open user. So no matter what, either I'm going to get picked up or I can loop in free. So I'd say you need some speed right there. But for the most part, it doesn't even matter because this right guard is not going to be able to follow this loop fast enough. So this loop is going to go ahead and hit him right in the backfield. As you guys can see, bam. Every single time. I'll show you guys one more time, fluid throughout the motion. As you guys can see, it's from the 3-4 odd crossfire setup that's on topmadden.com, or if you guys already have it, then it's simple. You set it up, you sit on the outside, and as you can see, the user comes in. I like some hit power, secure tackler there to make sure I can go ahead and make the tackle. This time, it does not work. Now, the reason being is because I had a different guy in the loop this time. I had a guy that didn't have the best play, rec, pursuit, awareness, and honestly, it hurt. As you guys can see right here, I make the same exact setup as beforehand. I'm standing on the outside. You see a receiver this time, so he's kind of in a different set, but no matter what, if I play inside, the receiver's not going to be able to touch me no matter what. You know, it doesn't matter if he has 99 speed. I'm hidden no matter what. So as you guys can see, the loop is right there, and he just takes the wrong angle. And the reason being is just because he just doesn't have the high pursuit. And yeah, so he's going to get an easy touchdown just because of pursuit. So my favorite loopers when I play something like Mutt, I like the UL Mike Singletary because he's really, really aware. If you can get like a Luke Kuechly, you don't need super good speed there. I mean, unless you actually want to scream on the third downs. You can even switch Luke Kuechly on passing downs. But at the end of the day, I would say that you guys want someone with some really, really good play rep there. And then even as you guys can see, this guy gets double teamed right here. I get picked up by the left tackle like I was talking about in the earlier clip. And even this guy comes free. We're just not able to go ahead and get that pursuit, play rec, and speed, and he goes ahead and takes it to the crib. So one small mistake like play rec, pursuit, awareness, stuff like that will easily turn a hit in the backfield like the play beforehand into a touchdown. So I want to make sure that you guys have everything you possibly need. Make sure, like I said, to check out these clips, go back, rewind, make sure you guys are studying these clips. These are huge. Now, the third time, as I told you guys, sometimes people like to run inside zone defense like this. And I can show you guys the inside zone defense like this, and I will. But this is just in case you're not running crossfire, and it only works when you're not running crossfire, just the way that the loop is going to come in this gap while you come in this gap, and it's going to be real messy, and you're not going to be able to make a tackle. So as you guys can see, this time I play on top of the left tackle. That's very, very popular to do. Go ahead and loop in because the left guard's going to pick this guy up. The center is going to stay here. You know, it's easy, it's simple, it's numbers. But this time, as you guys can see, the left guard goes in and picks me up. The loop is not going to be able to do anything whatsoever. He actually cannot loop in because I closed in that gap, and I don't have any outside containment, so Melvin Gordon's able to bounce to the outside and immediately gain a couple of yards right there. So now I'm going to take you guys over to practice mode. We're going to break down the 3 different ways. I'm going to show you guys the do's, the don'ts. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below. And if you guys do want anything to come out when it comes to gun spread, how do you run your run and shoot, how do you lock down bunch, how do you like this, who are your favorite players, make sure to please do that. Drop that down below. I'm always looking to create content. This video actually was created on 2 people that told me they wanted to stop gun tray inside zone yesterday on my latest video. If you guys want to go ahead and check that out, that was, well, it's not going to be the latest video by the time this comes out, but one of my latest videos, my latest Madden tip video on how to lock down outside runs like stretch. So please go and make sure to check this out. I'm trying to tell you, with this video, the stretch video, you're easily going to be able to improve your game. Weekend league wins are going from 5, 10, 15 easily, because you know these weekend league guys, all they like to do is run the ball. But let's go ahead and get into practice mode, and I'll show you guys exactly what it looks like, what I like to do with my user, and how I like to get comfortable. And now I'm back. This time we're facing the Cardinals. You guys can see I had to switch up playbooks because they're one of the only teams with a really good A-slot offset. And now you guys can see the complete difference. This time, instead of the 1 tight end on the right side, we have 2 tight ends on the line. This guy who was in the slot from beforehand is now on the line. And what makes this run really good is, as you guys can see from beforehand, I am not lined up on the left tackle. Reason being is because the left tackle defense does not work right here. With the tight end being on the line now instead of being on the inside, we cannot benefit from the fact that the wide receiver has to run to go ahead and make that chop block. Instead, since the tight end's right on the line, it's another lineman, and immediately this left guard will go second level ID'd every single time just because this tight end is on the line. So it's a huge difference. As you guys can see, they have what? Now they have 7 linemen on the line and only 2 receivers. But the great thing about this that you can benefit from this is if you have a fast user and you have a good loop, and honestly it may not work in practice mode right now because Eric Kendricks is kind of slow and Barr is kind of slow compared to the other one, but Eric Kendricks is the real big thing. He's super slow, has no pursuit. But if you have somebody fast right here, right off the break as he hikes the ball, like Mike Singletary or something like this, it's going to loop. Just like the clip from beforehand when he goes ahead and loops right in. You guys saw me. I was playing Mutt. He had good tight ends. He had good linemen. It's not like it wasn't salary cap and it was like a bad right guard that couldn't. He had good linemen. He had a good everything. It's Mutt. But I also had a good looper. I had Telvin Smith and I had Mike Singletary. And you can tell the big difference between right off this hike, how slow Eric Kendricks is and how fast with the play rec and the pursuit and the speed that Mike Singletary has, and how different that it would be. But as you guys can see, right now I'm actually using Kentrell Brothers. I'm on the outside, and the reason why I like this is because it's outside containment. And if this D tackle is going to shed like this every single time because of the 2-piece, you can be absolutely fine with that. Pick yourself a Mean Joe Green up, pick up a really good D tackle, make sure that people can't run against you. But if they're starting to try to bounce it to the outside, this is what I really love about this formation, and I know actually this setup. You know, this is what I really love about the setup and playing on this outside. This is outside containment. For anyone that, you know, of course, play football, I'm not tooting my own horn. I was awful, you know what I mean? I couldn't play anything but bench. But I'm saying I knew for a fact that when you're a linebacker on that outside containment is huge. So what you want to do is once you get into this engagement, you just want to keep spamming A. And for the most part, I think it usually works unless he has a really good like left tackle right there. I feel like I get really good outside containment when I do it. I'm going to go wait for the baseline. As you guys can see, I'm going to go ahead and set up the blitz. But like I said, I get really good outside containment with it. And I know that I'm going to be able to spam A every single time. And at some point, I'm going to be able to get to that outside. But just knowing that you're on the outside is huge. I feel like you can manipulate it sometimes. Sometimes you can stand like a little bit out here, you know what I mean? And make that tight end run all the way out here. And it just feels a little bit better. And I feel like it spreads out the field a little bit more. And it just makes it a lot harder instead of kind of sitting on the inside. Because once you sit on the inside, there's no type of contain. As you can see, you're literally setting up to get inside zone. Because that's not exactly, as you guys can see, that left guard comes back now because I'm his priority. So he can just bounce outside every single time for a touchdown, and it's pretty easy and simple. You know what I mean? But if you're sitting like right here, the first thing you want to do is, look, I can even sometimes, if I don't trip, you know, if Barr's long foot ass doesn't trip, then that's an easy tackle in the backfield. It's every single time. I feel like it's really easy. It's really simple. You know what I mean? This receiver, there's no way he's ever going to be able to touch me. But sometimes I can make it where it's impossible for the tight end to touch me, or it's really hard for him to touch me. And since it's a tight end, you can just spam A. So I feel like these are the differences, the do's and the don'ts. So when you're playing a tray receiver set, when it's 3 receivers to the left side of the field, you want to set setup every single time just like this, it's going to be impossible for them to stop you. But if you're playing more of an A slot, more of a heavy type formation, you want to play out here just because there's not an actual outside receiver. As you can see, I can dominate the outside containment. Make sure you give your opponent problems. I think I'm actually going to post another video either later today or tomorrow, and it's basically going to be a guide to break down how to get better at weekend league, how to defend the weekend league players, the guys that you guys all know. It's the same stuff. Tampa 2 in the deep blue in the middle of the field. You're going to see some crossfire, inside zone, 0-1 trap, PA crossers. So I think if you guys want to go ahead and do that, drop 25 likes on this video, and I'll go ahead and make a weekend league warrior crusher video where I can just give you guys all the setups and how I like to get a lot of wins in weekend league. But hopefully you guys like to enjoy this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe down below, share with your friends. I'm out.